This is the repaired area on the passenger rocker panel. It's kind of hard to see because it's dark. One more repair was needed up at the top and a section up in here. And since then, the rocker panel has gone on. I had a wide gap through here, which took a lot of welding and eventually ended up puckering, and then I had to hammer it back out to where all I got now is just small low areas. So the whole quarter panel is on. This one has several wave areas in it. It's not from consecutive welding so much as from spotting and then coming back to the previous area where I spotted and then putting one next to that weld and then one next to that and so on. So while I wasn't doing a continuous weld, I was welding next to old welds, in which case it was isolating the heat, and then there was a span where there was no weld, and then it would pucker, and then I would have to hammer it back out to see how close I could get it. So there is low areas in this area. Also pushed out that corner of the door here that was low from FedEx. Just took a hammer and dolly. I had to actually cut a little bit of the section of the frame that had puckered. Wasn't that hard. Back here in the back, I used a piece of the new panel to come across the top here, and that was kind of difficult to get it to line up. It is pretty close. This back didn't line up very well at all. It's taken some extra welds across here to try to build this area up. Trunk drop off was terrible. Didn't fit at all. You're not going to see that, it's too dark. So then we move over to the other side. See, I left the old here. This is in pretty shoddy condition, so I'm going to have to patch and repair this. This is the seam for this quarter panel. It runs across here and down and then across and then up. This comes out pretty good. Now this panel, what I did here was I welded here, for instance, and then here, and then I'd come back in between them, so that I never welded one weld next to another until I had no more room left in between each weld. And this has got almost no waves in it at all. I mean, it's really flat. There is a bit of a crown problem with it though, in some areas. I don't know how much of that I'm going to be able to hammer and dolly out, but it's really close. You can't see the front seam. It's just too damn dark in here. But the front seam did pucker in a little bit, but not much. And in the bottom, it's too dark. But anyway, I had to replace part of the rocker panel. And one of the other problems I had, which I really wish would light up, yikes, was that the quarter panel did not come down to meet the rocker. It was raised up about, I don't know, 1/16 of an inch or so. First I tried to shim it, and that really didn't come out all that well. So then what I did was I welded another piece on top of the rocker panel and then ground all that smooth where it's really hard to see. I think it was going to work out pretty good. Right now the next step is to move on to the door. Well, on this quarter panel I also replaced the wheel well. On the other side I did the whole outer wheel well. On this side, it's again too dark to see, but I did just the part that was rotted out. The trunk drop off this time, a little bit of experience. I rebent it, cut it up a little bit, and then rebent where the bend was so that it would come down and meet the quarter panel. It was originally bent like up here, and now it's over here.